We've got
Got Andy with
Andy
us.
Santali to his friends. Apparently.
No, not really, but whatever.
There you go. There you go.
What's happening?
Well, we'll start with what's your assessment of Gianluca Mancini, because he was linked with Everton yesterday. So we'll come to you to start off tonight's daily.
Yeah, I've said in the past, I watched him, like when we were linked with him late last winter. He was, I watched him. It's a typical Italian defender. I think for the Premier League, he's too slow on the turn. He's got good recovery speed, but fouls a lot, loses his man a lot, fouls a lot. I don't think he'd suit the Premier League myself. I think he's got a very good defender, but just not for the Premier League.
I mean, I thought he did well the other night against Spain.
Yeah.
But it's what he's up against, isn't it?
It's Spain plays slower possession-based game. Yeah, in the Premiership, he'd be stretched by by players like Aguero, Salah, people like that. We just don't feel there against them. To be honest.
Yeah. Elite strikers, I suppose.
If he played the two with someone quick, he might be all right. But then if you're going to put him next to a Keane, it'd be a nightmare.
Wouldn't be great.
No, to be honest, no.
Fair enough. Toffee 96, rumours spreading on social media. Gomez is to have his medical tomorrow and the deal wrapped up by the weekend. I saw a lot of Blues believing. Could it be true? Could easily be not. Yet to see a source which makes it suspect, though some are saying it came from Baines' dad.
His dog. It was Baines' dog, actually.
As far as I'm aware, the deal still hasn't been done. So therefore, it's getting closer.
I've just heard we're still hanging on the fee. That's the thing. Yeah.
So it's until the fee's done, nothing will happen.
But the best thing about it is we're going to get the fee lowered as long as we wait them out. So
He's in Germany. He's gone to Germany, hasn't he?
we don't. The league doesn't start for what?
What's he going to Berlin for? He's not doing some kind of mad computer thing.
Horse injections.
He's literally just tweeted the computer playing a game.
Is he? No, because he loves it, doesn't he?
He's got a thing.
He does. He supports like a computer team, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, like an esports team.
Yeah.
I have no idea about that. I don't play games anymore.
Why? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Literally what he's doing.
Oh, hang on. I want to know why.
I know, but I'm just showing you.
There you go, esports. I got it right.
I used to play FIFA. I used to play Football Manager. I don't know. I'm too busy now with other stuff, I guess. I'm just a busy man.
Don't you play PES, no?
I used to love PES. When it went sour after 2009 for a bit of it, it's back now.
It's back.
Yeah.
Get it on.
I'm playing Lara Croft at the moment.
I'm very close to finishing Red Dead. Last night.
I don't know what you're going to say then.
Last night.
Yeah.
Last night on Red Dead.
Yeah.
I've gone to get tools.
Yeah.
Next minute I've been ambushed by like 48 Stringer brothers with arrows.
Yeah.
And the fella who was telling me about, like, he loves like building roofs and looking after his kid. He was lashed against a tree with a knife in his eye.
It's not nice, is it?
Harsh.
Sounds like real life.
Harsh.
It does. They try and get you in the trees and they try to do unspeakable things to you.
They were literally in the trees firing arrows.
They do.
Scandalous. So that's where I'm up
I played number 1. It was a great game, but I haven't played it.
Number 2's incredible. Honestly, absolutely.
Looking at me like suspiciously now. It's very suspicious.
I'm very worried about people who think that they have to give up computer games.
Sometimes I have to give them up. Just gonna have
I feel like you have. I feel like you.
Football,
I feel like you. At some point, you were told you have to. It's me or the computer games.
Well, I don't think I was told. But the business isn't that bad. She would never do that. But no, I used to spend $5.
Get it sorted.
So don't be wrong. If I will buy a PlayStation 4 or 5, whatever it comes out next eventually, because like with FIFA PES, you can just throw it on, have a quick game and turn up. I haven't got time to invest in a Red Dead.
Footy manager, mate. Oh no. Every night for an hour, Red Dead's amazing. Trophy 96, do you believe Premier League clubs will be interested in taking Niasse and Tosun on a permanent basis? Well, no, let's go to you first.
I want to know what Andy feels about Niasse in his...
Niasse, I think after Cardiff and where he didn't score, I think it's either the Championship or Turkey or somewhere like Russia or again. I don't think he's a top 5 league player. I'm going to be honest. He's not good enough. That's he had that little nice purple patch with us. It was good, but he's not. Tosun in the right system. Maybe if Brighton wanted to replace Glenn Murray, I guess that'd be an idea.
He looks like him.
Yeah, he plays like him. But again, they're going to move on with Potter. I think best moving back to Turkey for him. Maybe it's better to be Besiktas where he's a hero. Maybe that'd be a better idea.
Fair enough. We are trying to sort of sound issue, Peds, doing it as we speak, so you'll probably see. Let us know if it gets any better. Listen, I'm the same with Tosun. I think there's a goal scorer in there, no doubt about it. But I think for him to be successful, for me, relies on how the team plays, the style. I don't think you can. I just don't see how he can work in our team now.
No, wingers who cut inside. He needs people crossing the ball, bowling the ball in the box. He's just not there. He'd be great in a 4-4-2, for example, because he'd have someone to work off, someone creating for him. But no, he needs not for Everton, I don't think. Which is, he's played well when he's come on and stuff like that. He just gives 100%.
Better now.
Yeah.
He could just give 100%, but no, he's not. I don't see a Premiership club coming in for him again.
You don't?
No, it depends. I think a lot of teams are moving away from like a Cenk Tosun type, really.
I think obviously he's going to be injured. Thanks for letting us know.
Sorry on the sound, I forgot to do something, but now the mics are working. Sorry, my fault.
Well, that's good.
No, it was my fault. Put my hand up.
Saying it's good that it's better. I think the thing for him, for Everton, is obviously he's got the injury, he got a knee injury, so
I thought it was best.
It's gonna be. It's better than what the first initial prognosis was, which is good. But he's not gonna be back in pre-season training until the end of July, I don't think. So therefore, his chances of moving to a Premier League club are probably very slim, because by the time he's fit again, it's not going to have long. And so I think he'll either go out on loan to a European club or a permanent,
I think he'll be a loan first.
Or Everton will keep him till January.
Yeah, maybe as a third striker. Yeah, maybe depending.
So, I mean, what's Niasse and Tosun? Do you see any Premier League clubs coming for them?
Tosun, maybe. He's got Palace screaming at me. Do you know what I mean?
I used to think that, but I don't know. Palace seem to be better when they've got quick players up top. And when Batshuayi came and they were a bit...
No, I agree. I can't... Niasse, no. Sorry.
I don't know. Roy Hodgson's still there, I guess. Benteke's not the player he once was, is he? So
anything's possible. Barry Stevens, did you see Morales' comment on Instagram?
No. What was it?
So let us know, Baz. What did he say?
New 3-year contract.
Don't you dare.
Checkered pants, yes or no?
Let us know, Baz, in the comments if he said something interesting. It wasn't the one from last week, was it? Which was like, what will the future bring, or something like that?
Less money.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And a new club would be nice. Hello, Gary. Gary simply said howdy, but he watches every day.
Come on, give us a question, Gary.
Did you get any questions, guys? Come on, get them in.
You've got the man here sitting here. Ask him questions.
Players,
Women's World Cup, all over it. He's loving it.
Don't try and catch me out either.
What's your thoughts on reducing the size of the goals in Women's World Cup?
It's a whole topic on that we discussed earlier.
Done that on the footy show.
On the footy show, check it out when it's out. Roderick Kassar, hey guys. So hey, Roderick.
Vlasic, is he playing right now?
Vlasic.
Yes, half 5. They kicked off yesterday. They're playing right now.
So Vlasic is playing for the Croatian under-21s.
It's Romania.
You can get the screens going. Big
if you want to watch the game, there's a couple of good players.
I mean, don't watch it rather than watching us.
Moro was centre midfielder for Croatia's very good. He was in my article the other day. And for Romania, they've got Dennis Mann, who's a good player. Haji's son, Ianis, he's a good player as well, if you want to watch him. It's on Sky, I think.
Right, someone made a comment of him not being needed at Everton, and he replied, "Are you sure?"
I'm going to say yes, we are sure.
Yeah, I'm very sure, Kev. Your time is done at Everton.
I don't know, given the last contract. As I say, that was gross misconduct by some. Yeah, it must have been one of his weaker moments.
DC71, my arse.
What?
Sky Sports and their teams of sound men. All you need is a ped.
I think that's a general rule in life, isn't
that's
it?
from DC71.
I would never.
Honestly don't have a clue.
I would never look as good as Jamie Redknapp in a suit. I'll openly admit that. But
can you play golf bare feet and just?
I can't play golf full stop. Why? Because it's a horrendous sport. It's basically hitting a small ball with a stick. I mean, who wants to do that?
Ruining a good walk. Who said that?
That's a famous phrase, isn't it? Yeah.
Phrase, so, LA Walkway. Why does Solanke get picked over DCL?
Basically, it's a tactic. So Dominic Solanke is loved within the England setup. He's been a goal scorer right through the ages. And I know Baz thinks he's not really a goal scorer when it comes to the Premier League, but tonight England will be playing
facts back me up.
True. England's going to be playing against a very good France team who are going to be obviously able to close down possession well. Solanke is more comfortable in terms of dribbling, taking men on, getting out of tight spaces, so that's why he'll play. Although I do expect to see Dom or Abraham in the second half.
Fair enough. Barry Stevens, is there still plans for a Toffee TV meetup? We have literally just been speaking about this 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yes,
should do it,
there is. We will get it sorted. Pedal sorted. We will get it sorted at some stage.
I mean, because I'm renowned for my organisement. skills.
I mean, the fact you've called it organisement says...
Called the
done it.
organisement party.
But organising and
what?
something else together.
Yeah, I mean, organisation would have been the right way. But we will sort it. Danny Hayes, out of all the players linked with, who do you hope we snap up?
Do you know what? Right, I haven't got a clue who've been linked to. I generally
You switched off.
No. I've no shame in saying this, right? But I don't watch footy apart from Everton. I really don't. So half of the people you talk about, I haven't got a clue. But I've got no shame in talking about that.
A lot of people are like that.
I play Tomb Raider, right? That's what I do. And watch Everton.
No shame, but any of the ones we've been linked with,
I
you
don't
think
know.
you
I
don't
watched
care?
Neres the other night. What did you think? You're not a fan of Neres?
He reminded me of Peter Begley. No, but honestly,
That's what he
honestly,
is,
right? That's why I like Andy coming on. Not only
CSDC
because he's a
71.
fantastic human person, but it's because I'm not into footy like I used to be into footy. When I was younger, I'd watch it all.
Consume it all.
But now I tune a lot of it out, and I don't know whether that's because I work in it now. But I suppose football used to be my hobby, but now it's my job. So I have other things as my hobby now, and I just don't watch. I don't find it as exciting unless it's my own club. So
I find it more exciting.
well, that's good though. But that's good because
No, I like
that's good though.
It's a nice change sometimes when you watch something different than Everton. Everton are the club that I'm most passionate about and the ones that affect my emotions on a daily basis. But it's nice to watch something
But
different
maybe that's
sometimes.
why I do switch off from it, because
It's too emotional,
it's
yeah.
too much at times.
a
So,
break.
so I like other things. So
And you obviously think about Everton every
all
day,
the time.
yeah,
So yeah.
ebbs and flows.
So if you ask me about Everton, I can. But when some of these names get thrown around, I haven't got a clue.
I mean, what I do is filter a lot of those names out. I go, are we really looking at him? No, we're not. So that's why I wouldn't get excited about them. And so once you start doing that, and then you find out whether there's any legs in anything, then you start looking. Then I start looking and go, right, have we got a chance and would he fit in? That's how I do it. And out of all the players we've been linked with, I suppose Neres is exciting because of what he represents. He plays for Brazil. He's was great in the Champions League. He's a young player. The next big thing and all of that stuff that goes with it. But by the same token, he's also a massive gamble. If he was 15, 20, 25, even 30 million, you'd be going, I mean, I'm saying 30 million, by the way, like it's 6 million. Do you know what I mean?
It is now, though.
Like
It's
it's broken.
comparable.
Hello, well, exactly. But I think, if I'm being honest, and Andy's probably influenced this in me, I'm actually finding Malcolm more of a draw than Neres at the moment, because I think he's got a little bit more physicality about him, Malcolm.
He's just used to playing in that sort of way, yeah. And it's not. There's not a step down for me. It's just who's going to make an impact quicker.
Do you find that players who've played in France are more suited to playing in the Premier League?
That is a common perception.
Yeah.
Because the league is quite physical, and they're used to people fouling them a lot as well. There's a lot of players in France who just kick the shit out of people, but it is a more physical league, and they do I'm not saying they don't. People could list off 10 players who come over from Holland who've been great, but at the same time, Alphonso Alves scored 38 goals or whatever it was in Holland. He couldn't.
I think the difference is, though, if you look at the two leagues, is the Dutch style is, you probably have more of a similar level, and then you have players who are really good, but the level isn't like, kick and rush. It's a football based. It's how I play football. You go to France, where there's a lot of teams who listen, you've got one really good team, and then everyone else is scratching below them. If you have a good season, you can get yourself in the Champions League. It doesn't matter how you have that good season, and I think they go out and they look at players. And obviously they go into the African market a lot as well, because of the French connections and stuff like that. It's a good film, that.
Good film.
I'm not saying Gene Wilder plays in...
Gene Wilder?
Yeah, Gene Wilder.
Hackman?
Yeah, Gene Hackman. I'm losing my tack here. So, but there is a lot of physicality, and it obviously translates to the Premier League, doesn't it? So.
That's why I think Brands did say he's moved the scouting away from Scandinavia, because there's a couple of good Scandinavian players, don't be wrong, but the more Central Europe, in your France, Switzerland, Germany, Austria, them types of places, because they're more where the players are coming from now. And that's why Malcolm is slightly ahead for me for the Neres. But Neres would be a great sign, no doubt about it. Just give him a bit of time, bit of patience.
The other thing as well with what brands...
What?
Yeah.
Football fans?
Yeah.
With brands as well as the South American markets, Everton have quite clearly got a heavy presence.
We are looking at we are looking more heavily, yeah.
Which
And there's
is
a lot of
big.
players being who are more European as well, who coming out of especially Brazil. It's hard though. Again, the work permits are difficult, and I go on about it now. It's a bore everyone to see us, but it is difficult, and so we've seen with Sosa. It was always going to go to an appeal, but even the appeal's 50-50. So.
I did say at the time
You did.
he wasn't coming. Barry Stevens, are you planning on going to any pre-season games? Seeing already flights from Manchester doubled, even though Everton haven't confirmed there's a game there. Is there a game there? Let's move on. Roderick
Wigan.
Wigan, yeah, be it Wigan. Andy, this for you quite clearly, because Ped just said he doesn't know anything outside of Everton. Do you rate Duvin Zapata, the Atlanta?
Yes, I do. He's fantastic. Yeah, he came to Atlanta, scored a lot of goals this season. I do rate him. For Everton, no, because of the age again.
Yeah.
And I know this annoys people. I rule out people over 26. It's just a preference and it's a philosophy. But yes, he's a very good player, a goal scorer. And if he was 3 years younger, then yeah, I'd have him at Everton straight away. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
Was he the number 10 when we played them? No. He
No,
was the number
no.
10 when we played them.
Castagna.
Gomez.
He was good then.
Papu
Castagna.
Gomez.
Yeah.
Papu Gomez. Oh, Cristante.
Yeah.
Was he the number 10? I thought
The
Papu
big-
Gomez was number 10.
The big one who looked like Costa.
That's Patania. That's Patania.
No, he was the
That's Andrea Patania.
Oh, the little one
he
who
was
whipped
the playmaker, yeah.
That's
playmaker,
Gomez.
yeah,
Papu
he was
Gomez. He's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Castagna's good though.
Yeah, he's
But
got.
he's not. He doesn't even
He went to,
start.
no, he's gone to Spal now. Someone's I think AC Milan or someone are after them now. I can't think
Yeah.
who it is, but yeah, they are.
He was a handful.
Got
when he
it,
played.
but-
But yeah, the kid that scored, I think it was the second goal that night when he whipped it in.
Yeah, I think it was
Brilliant.
Cristante. Yeah.
Steve Hardy just popped on to say hi. I'm hoping the podcast for this will be out at 6 a.m. when I'll be flying to Greece. Give me something to listen to. Pressure.
Yeah, probably.
We'll get it on for you, sorted. Andy from Graham Finch, what do you think of Santiago Arias?
He's a good player. I think I've said this on Twitter if you ever watch him. He's a good player, and he would be someone to at right back that he would provide competition to Coleman again. Alone with his age being 27, nearly 28. Again, I don't see. It might be an option, but again, he's a good cross to the ball, moves the ball well up and down the line, good defender. So yeah, it's an option, but it's not one I'd like us to say. I'd like us to look at someone more 19 to 22, someone to groom behind Coleman.
Yeah, most definitely. J-Mac, this is for you, Ped. Will the man behind Leicester's miracle help Manchester United?
The fella who got sacked.
No, it was his son. His
Oh,
son
Nigel
is
Pearson.
Nigel Pearson.
Pearson's son is the one who caused all of the.
It was, wasn't he? He was the one in the hotel room
Yeah.
in Thailand.
In Thailand.
I'll say no more.
Say no
I
more
think
about
that's
that.
just
Don't-
I find that just to be a very strange appointment.
Everyone's running with it. All the main
I get
gamers
it
are
from a
running
point of view that they want to get Darren Fletcher up to speed, right? So they're putting him with someone who's experienced, not as a director of
Yeah,
football, let's
yeah,
be
yeah.
honest here. They want his contacts, but I don't think he's right for Man United. We've seen what he's like with money. He can't spend money.
I find this to be another example of football and how you can be terrible and still fall on your feet.
need to look at-
It's mad.
There's a fella at Lille there, Luis Campos. They should have went and got him straight away. He's fantastic. He was at Monaco when they got all them players like Mbappe and all that. He should have been the man they got. They didn't. I think Ed Woodward's fearful of giving too much power to someone who's going to make him look bad. Maybe I don't know, but it's time for them.
You
to
might make you look bad, but not for that reason.
Yeah.
I find football. This is what I can't understand about Manchester United. They're supposed to be one of the biggest clubs in the world. They are one of the biggest clubs in the world, of course. They are. But in the last few years, the way they've conducted business has been. It's been so behind other clubs that they're trying to catch up with, and that's what I don't understand. When we got Brands last year, I was really excited. We were both really excited because it felt like Everton were doing something really proactive to close that gap by doing something out the box, but going, you know what, we want to do something, and we're going to try and get the best fella that is out there. You know, he's one of the best. And yet, Man United, I honestly believed when they were someone getting a director of football, I was waiting for the knock on the door at Everton. Can we speak to Mr. Brands?
He'd say no.
No, I know, but I was honestly waiting for that because I thought, well, what go and find the best one out there, or go and get Monchi or someone like that.
Monchi's the one we should
I was thinking, but
He's coming off a bad time at Roma, though, isn't he? And there's been a lot of fallout with Totti and other people over the time. It's not all Monchi's fault, by the way. If you read into it, he didn't want to say he was not 100% behind the move Pastore and all that. But whatever, that's by the by. Yeah, they should have got someone much better. Someone who's going to stamp an authority and make Manchester United a new identity, maybe away from the we discussed before, away from Ferguson's identity. Steve Walsh is another one who's just. I can see them spending 85 million on Ndidi or Maguire.
They'll be Maguire.
Yeah, someone like, honestly, they'll go and spend big on people like that. Maybe
spend 150 million on Maguire and Maddison.
Leicester be sound with that, I'm sure. Well, Maddison's a good player now. You know, people have got like their issues with him compared to Gelfie, but I think he's a good player. But you can't be spending 80 million on Harry Maguire. You can name 10 centre backs that you get for cheaper than that. Better.
But that's what they probably will do, though, won't they? Because
well, they love that English. I think they've got like that Ferguson thing. You have those English players and the Man United DNA, but you need to move away from that. As you said before, they need to step away from that and look into the future and what other teams are doing, and not copy, but maybe make their own. You know,
it's the hunt to bring in players who can close that gap quickly, and they're not prepared to take the time.
They just signed Daniel James, to be fair, and they are looking at Sean Longstaff from Newcastle. So I think there is some perceived changes, because I don't think they can bring in like any more Pogbas or people like that, because Solskjaer going to be able to handle these type of players. They're going to respect them. It's so they'll need to bring in people.
Sean Longstaff had what, 3 good months at Newcastle, 4 good months.
But that's what Manchester United like, though. That is.
It's just for me.
They need to sort of.
It's mad though, isn't it? It's mad though. We go back. You go back 5 years, 10 years. With a player out there like Griezmann available, Man United would have been all over someone like him, and would have been ahead in the race for him. And now they're not even in the conversation.
No. They started losing out on players when Hazard chose Chelsea over. Then that was when you knew that Man United was sort of like, this is even when Ferguson was there, that they were struggling to get players because living in London became a thing, and Chelsea were paying top wages. And since then, you look at the buys. I was having a look the other day. They've not really bought that well at all since Ferguson, and even with Ferguson's last 2 years, Valencia, Bebe. You know, Valencia was a good player, sorry, but you know. There's not really, De Gea was a great signing, but really poor, like, overall. They've just wasted, like, 500-600 million.
He tried to get Rafinha, didn't he? And he tried to get
Tony Cruz.
Tony Cruz.
Tony Cruz was fantastic, yeah.
But it didn't happen, did it?
There's a lot of near, I'm sure, you know, there's always near misses, but they kept buying those names that are going to sell shirts.
The only player that they've actually beat anyone to is Lukaku, isn't it, really?
But I'm not too sure on the inside. Who were they bidding against at that price?
I mean, Chelsea, though.
Well,
Chelsea wanted them,
pay the full money, would they?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've done that in the last few years, where they've been prepared to pay the extra money for players, and you know, it's turned out to be not worth. Where you look at someone like Pep Guardiola, who has a valuation of a player, and very rarely gets it wrong. Okay, the only one who might have got it wrong with is Van Dijk. He wasn't prepared to match Liverpool.
I think they've got a younger player in Laporte who's pretty good, though. So I know it's not as good as Van Dijk now, but you're talking about a player who's going to have 5 or 6 years longer now. They bought it.
No.
Oh, they would have been unbelievable.
But look at them with Sanchez.
Right,
they decided not to go after Sanchez with the money United went for him.
But I think if you look at Sanchez, if you looked at, like, this is what Man United don't do. They just see the name, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And if you look at him, he's played 650 games and he's 29. That is a lot of games for 29-year-olds. That, you know, including internationals, and you know, and he hasn't had a break for years. They need to be more. They're not doing the diligence, and I don't know whether it's off the pitch. They're not up with the times or whatever. They just do not seem to be doing the right things. They don't seem to be even linked with the right players, to be honest with you. They always link with 27, 28, 29-year-olds for like 880 grand a week. But they're not the right ones.
But they're not the right ones.
The players on the way down.
If you're going to be linked with, but if you're going to be linked with a 28-year-old, you're going to be linked with Griezmann, aren't you? At the top. Yeah. But you're right though. I was thinking about this the other day. Big problem with Man United is when you're offering. If you're offering £100,000 a week to Jesse Lingard, then where are you prepared to go? Do you know what I mean? You look at Everton, the way Everton the last 2 years have been trying to bring the wage bill down. They've recognised the fact that players who are shite are earning far too much money. And they've said, well, hang on, if we're giving a Schneiderlin or a Balassi £100,000 a week, then what are we going to have to offer someone who's actually good at football, you know, kicking that ball around in the right direction? And Everton have gone, well, we're going to start doing that. Whereas, you know, you're offering Jesse Lingard £100,000 a week. You're looking at Rashford and you're offering him £150,000 to £100,000 a week. We want you hungry. We're only prepared to offer you this much. Where's Rashford going to go? Where's he going? If he truly loves Man United, then he would take just £100,000.
That's his agent's never going to advise that, though, are they? The agents are not into saying, you'd love the club, we'll just take a little discount there for them.
But you just don't offer them. It's not about...
Manchester United be smarter.
It's got to be a scale, hasn't it?
They don't seem to have a middle ground. It seems to be, let's just go, like, I think Luke Shaw's 140 grand a week. when he's leaving Southampton, he's probably on what,
pies.
25 grand a week. And when you go, so you're like 25 grand a week, how do you jump for that money? You just go, yeah, 70 grand a week, make sure. But they don't, they go way over the top.
Ridiculous. It's berserk. Absolutely berserk. Paul Livesey raised the prospect of Deulofeu last week to me and Ped. We both agreed he's gone up a level, definitely. He's mature.
He has, but he's still not a...
Would you have him back?
No.
No?
No. I do like Deulofeu, and he's got all the talent in the world. The problem with him, he's just not consistent, unfortunately. I know he had a good season with the Watford last season, he's improved. It's still like, he's still blown out his ass after 50. He's great as an impact player, and I think that's what people miss with him sometimes. But it's, you know, you look at his goal scoring record,
also...
It's 4 goals, then 10 games without a goal, and that's what he does.
He's also a match of the day player, isn't he? He's somebody who looks great in highlights. And
Marco Silva, he's not going to press enough for Marco Silva's liking as well. He's don't get me wrong, as I say, he's got all the ability. It's just, I don't think he's got the right being between the heads, and he has got the right fitness for it as well.
I like him, but...
I do. Oh, look, the goals he scores, just outrageous technique.
Well,
yeah, you mean...
Incredible. But how many players do you think will sign this from Matty 101? What's your guess on how many players will sign this transfer window?
Oh, it's weird, isn't it? Because I honestly thought we would have had a couple in by now. But I would say, I'm just going to say 4.
So you got Lossell.
You're using 2 hands. I'm starting to...
No, I'm worried here because I'm thinking to myself. So we've got Lossell, you know, it was Gomez who should be done, possibly Zuma, and then you talk about a right winger, and then a centre midfield and a right back and a striker. We're not signing 7, so there's going to be a number off this. So maybe 6, 5 or 6, I'd say at the most.
Yeah, I'd say 6.
Yeah.
I think 6.
That's including Lossell, yeah?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
So I think Gomez is done, practically. It'll be a centre back, whether it's Zuma. I know they want Zuma and it's edging that way, but it'll be Zuma. I think it'll be a right winger, more so than a centre. They do want a centre forward if the right one.
Depends who's on route.
Exactly, the right one presents himself, they'll have him. But there's 3. I think it'll be a backup right back. And you've got Larsel, 5/6, yeah.
And there might be a late loan. It depends who's available, because there will be, once Real Madrid spend all the money Barcelona, there will be players dropping out of them teams that you could get. So we'll see about that.
I think the most interesting bit for me is whether we do go for a winger and a centre forward, or whether they just focus on the left-footed right winger and push Richie as an option up front. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But again, I suppose it depends what presents itself, doesn't it? And the key to the whole thing is if we can move people out. If we can't move enough players out, what can we do?
If Dominic Calvert-Lewin can make the improvement to 4, so we got what? There's 7, 6.
Got 8 altogether.
Right,
6.
So say he scored 12 Premier League goals next season.
Yeah.
That's, and then the other lads get around 15 each. Yeah. You know, you talk, and Bernard's, but I think that'll be enough. And then you look at a striker again. Maybe next summer if one comes available. It all depends who's available, I guess. I don't think Brands is the type who's just going to go, we need a striker. I'm spending 40 million on a striker now. I
suppose it's what they've identified. If they've identified that we need to start making more chances, then it's the creativity we need to bring in, isn't it?
I've been saying that for quite a while. The creativity at Everton is a must. Last 10 games of the season, much better. It's the whole season you need to look at though, and the consistency of us creating chances at a higher level in different types of games as well. Not just where we're playing the top teams where there's more space for us to run into. It's also breaking teams down. We do need better creative players for that.
Pedro Roderick Cassar, do you think Sarri will succeed at Juve?
I could succeed at Juve.
Well, I suppose it depends.
No, I think he's a lot more suited for that job, isn't he?
That's tough though.
But that's the pinnacle, isn't it? That's the pinnacle. And I think you could see with his mentality, he wasn't prepared for. He was fighting a losing battle. I've seen Chelsea fans demanding him to be sacked all season at the end of it, and then at the end of it basically saying, well, we could have won those things without him. We won them in spite of him.
So they're going to win the same things with Frank Lampard next season? I'm going to say no. I'm going to be honest. So, and Sarri, I think there's a perception of Sarri, unfortunately, and it's slightly like a bit of like xenophobia against the fact that he's an Italian manager. He's got very Italian, traditional Italian management styles and stuff like that. He's not a ex-footballer. He's a banker. And he plays as a number 6, Jorginho. He moved Kante a bit further forward. By the way, I'm a believer they should have done that. I know people hate that.
Yeah.
No, the reason for that is, though, that it is system predicated on that number 6 being able to pass the ball out.
I know, but you may as well have took Kante out the team.
No, because Kante created more chances than Gylfi Sigurdsson in open play. So you see, that's the difference.
Yeah. I see in a player there who was superb at a job.
But he's not. He doesn't sit in.
At Goodison, the kid just looked lost.
But he played two. That was in a double. But that was in a double pivot.
Yeah,
if he played in a three, he doesn't play in front of the back four because he's not the shield.
No, I know, but I still.
I understand. I think that's why people didn't take to it.
I think
it's very different ideas than what we think of in this country.
I think one of the problems with Chelsea is the owners too close to too many of the players.
Oh, it's always been that way. Like Terry and Lampard used to rule the roost, didn't they?
So therefore, the manager's always going to. They all know if they put pressure on the owner, the manager will be out the door before the players are. They obviously didn't like the system that he wanted to impose on them. Whereas other clubs might say, we'll give it another year to embed this. Sarri obviously has got for him a better job out of it as well. So
he's gone to the top pinnacle of the Italian game, hasn't he? The problem is with Sarri is I think the players, he's basically a tactics geek, Sarri. I listened to an interview with Nathaniel Shalabar who said he went on loan to Napoli. They've got 40 different set-piece routines. So, players like Hazard and people like that, are they going to be willing to,
go through them?
Yeah, it's difficult transition. Look at Villas-Boas had the same issue with Chelsea a couple of years ago, where they just wouldn't take to a new manager.
They're just a basket case club for me, Chelsea. What are your thoughts on James Maddison? Roderick also asking that. You love him. You like him, don't you?
He's a good player. I do have this thing now that we're overhyping. Everyone gets overhyped after a decent season. I think he had half a decent season in the Premier League. I think his set pieces are good. I think he creates chances, but I still think he goes missing. Could he take the step up? Definitely, but someone's got to give him the opportunity. But he could get priced out of it as well.
I think he should stay at Leicester for another 1 or 2 years. You don't need to move when you're that age. And Brendan Rodgers, I know people find him cringy. He is cringy, but he's good at developing players, and he'll probably get Maddison, and he'll play a system that suits him more. Pure sort of change the system. They're quite defensive at times. Vardy didn't like the system because they weren't giving him the ball early enough. So they'll find a happy medium with Brendan Rodgers. I think he'll have a better season next season. I wouldn't spend 80 million on him now.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
If they spent 25 on him, if Everton got offered him for 45, same price as Gylfi, yeah, of course I'd take him. But I wouldn't spend 75, 80 million.
Become a player in the Leicester team that is absolutely, every single week people are like, fucking hell. And you've got 3 or 4 clubs genuinely want you. Become that player that we used to have, not a player that goes somewhere when he showed glimpses and then never gets the chance because when he goes to one of these clubs, they're not willing to let him have an off week, whereas Leicester he can. We've seen it at Everton. Players need time to...
It's reactionary. I think football is very reactionary. Say someone comes in and has 3 or 4 bad games when they sign for a club, it's like, oh, terrible signing. People need time to adapt. They look at Ben Hart, towards the end of the season, he was great, wasn't he? You know what I mean? I was championing him in winter because I could still see what he was doing. It's just the physicality was taking him time to get used to without the pre-season as well. And look how good he became.
I think players as well themselves have got to take some responsibility. When you move and you sign a 5-year deal at a club, you shouldn't be looking to leave until year 3. You shouldn't, though.
No, I agree.
Because it's about, like Pez just said, it's about establishing yourself. One good season and going, I might move over there now. That to me is nonsense.
I agree.
And this is why players stop.
I agree. I completely agree. The problem is there's the agents set out a plan for them where they're saying, this season you'll play, we'll move you on 2 seasons. And they might have bad 2 Midland seasons. And you can't guarantee. They should just play to develop and see how they go, as you say.
Roderick Cassar says, sorry Andy, but Kante was the best DM in the world.
He is.
Now he's just a good number 8.
No, he is one of the best defensive midfielders, and if he plays in a 2, he will be. I'm sure under Lampard they'll move back to the system. He'll be great again. In Sarri's system, he couldn't play in Jorginho's position. I'm sorry to say.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, the manager...
He's a stubborn man.
The manager wanted to play a system and knew that he needed a number 6 who could play the ball. Otherwise, the system didn't work.
If it was Pirlo in that spot instead of Jorginho, people would never have questioned it. But Pirlo wouldn't work in the Premiership either because people wouldn't like Pirlo because the way he plays. We don't play that style of football. We don't have them type of players.
And what's wrong with saying to a player, we want more out of you? We think you're good. I've said how many times have we spoke about Guy on this and saying, can he do more? He's brilliant at what he does, but can he do more? And I think Silver asked him that question at times last season.
I think he did from the Cardiff game on. He did show a bit more on the ball.
Exactly, though. You're saying to a player, well, what if I bring Snarland in now? I asked Snarland in front of the back 4 games to give me that insurance. Can you take your energy and move it forward and help us push on a little bit more? And he did. But if you don't ever ask those questions of players, then they're never going to do it. You're never going to see how good some players can be.
I think Kante became a better all-round player last season. He's saying that, he was creating chances. I know you want him chasing ball carriers down, getting the ball back where in front of the back four where he's facing more players. But I think the fact that he kept him in the side and he still played well. I know Chelsea only won the Europa Cup, didn't win the title and all that, but he still played well. I understand from Sarri's point of view. I understand the flip side is that you should probably play the best suit you one of your best players. You play a system that suits them.
It's all opinions, isn't it? I just thought he was wasted. I know he had good games, but when he comes to Goodison, I just looked at him and thought, I wouldn't swap Guy for you, not a chance. And yet, 2 years before, he looked like he was just unbelievable.
I'm going to be honest, I swapped him now.
For that well, yeah, on this day, but that's what I saw in front of me at Goodison. And the time to see Chelsea, he just looked lost.
Yeah.
At Anfield, when he played against Liverpool, he just looked lost. And you're like, where have you gone? Where's that player who was who everyone wanted?
They'll go back to that system now.
Phenomenal BS Bobby Brogues on Patreon. Did you see the story on 20.5 million Gomez price? Yes. If true, that would be a bargain. Well, it would, wouldn't it? Portuguese international, 25 years of age.
We were quoted, like winter last season, it was rumoured at 35, so you're 15 million down on that. That money can be used elsewhere.
I think anything under 25 is a big bargain for
it is, because it's seen as a positive step by us to secure a player that we want, you know.
Yeah,
and also we've been negotiating a deal for the benefit of us, not for the benefit of Barcelona.
Basically, yeah, Barcelona need as much money as possible because they've got obviously need to get wages and whatever, because the wage bill's ginormous.
And that's what happens when you know how business and how transfer business works.
Yeah,
you especially if you know what other things are happening elsewhere, and you can say to someone, your need is greater than ours.
We'll wait.
We'll wait all summer for him because we know we're getting him because he doesn't want to go anywhere else. We'll wait you out. What are Barcelona going to do? At some point, they're going to have to go, well, we need that money.
Yeah, so tell people West Ham are back in.
Especially especially if someone comes in now and goes, like, go and get Griezmann. And Barcelona have got to start showing the money.
Well, it's either Griezmann or Neymar now. They can't get both, supposedly.
Exactly. And let's be honest, the Neymar rumours can play a factor in it as well. And all it takes is the right agent in the right place, a phone call off someone going, just do me a favour, just stick something out for me. And then suddenly it all starts moving.
At the end of the day, Barcelona have just got to say, right, that's the price.
We'll take 20 million.
We'll take 22.
Well, they're making a loss of like 20. They need to pay 40 for him.
Paid 40 for him, yeah.
But that's not.
But it's the
Barcelona.
That's not making a loss, though, is it? It's only on his contract.
Oh, I think we paid 4 million for him on loan last season. I think we paid the loan fee.
So they'll just look and go, look.
He's made a decent bit of money.
He's out today. The wages, we haven't got to worry about his contract. He's off. It frees up this, we're sorted and get him.
Everton get a player that already knows the system. He should be able to, come in and make an impact straight away because he knows the system.
And with the pre-season,
and I think everyone will be happy that we're trying to keep the 11 together that ended last season so well. And obviously, you can add to that. That's when we start.
That's what you have to do. Yeah. But again, just to stress it again, the way Everton are at the minute, it's the wages are tied up.
Yes,
so I've seen people again saying today, is this sell to buy Moshiri? I've seen someone questioning if Moshiri's a fraud again, and I'm like, oh my God, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, there's rules there, and if rules are there that say there's no movement in this wage.
They can't spend all the wages and then go hope to get them out at the end of it, because otherwise you're stuck then. And you have to take massive losses on players to get rid of them.
You know, what might happen is a lot of the contracts, we know Williams and Jagielka are off the payroll on June the 30th. So that covers Gomez's wages, I imagine. Yeah. So therefore, this might drag on till July the 1st.
You can't run a business by having 11 fellas sitting on the sidelines earning
massive money.
£7 million a month. Or whatever it is, you can't have that.
It's a mess that he needs to he's come into the club, and good on Brands, because he could have said, actually, no thanks, that's not how I want to start, it's going to take me too long, but he's thought, no, I can do this. And let's be honest, Moreles's and the Blassies, they're not going to be gone in the next couple of weeks. It's going to take to the end of the window to get them out, and in some cases, unfortunately, it's going to be loans again. I'm going to be honest, it's going to be very tough to sell certain players.
What can you do as a club? I have this conversation with quite a few people on Twitter, and it's all very easy, isn't it? It's dead easy. Sell him. Sell Walcott. What are you doing? Get rid of him straight away. But where do we get rid of him? If you've got no buyer...
It's the market, yeah.
Right? If you've got no buyer for Theo Walcott, what do you do? You can't make him redundant, because then you'd have to pay him you've probably got 2 years left or something. You've got to pay him 5 or 6 million quid. Well, why would you do that? It's a loss straight away. You can't just say to someone, your contract's done. You might be able to do it with Cuco Martina, come to a variability agreement and say, listen, Cuco, we'll give you 500 grand, you're a free agent, off you go, son. But someone like Balassi, or Walcott,
Or
or
Morales.
Sandro, or Morales has got a year left, hasn't he?
Pay
Or
him off.
something. So you'll try to, won't they? But at this moment in time, then offers aren't there.
No.
You know, I've spoke to a couple of my mates who are agents, and it's like, why haven't we moved him on? They're like, the minute we've got a buyer, he's gone.
He's gone.
But
That's why
show
I've-
me
yeah,
a buyer.
that's
what
why
he-
Vlasic
I
and
got a
Onyekuru,
message
yeah.
last night saying, I was like, we need to move. And he was like, if you've got any buyers, message me and I'll sort it. And it's like, that's it, isn't it? It's all very well going.
That's
But the
why
sale-
that's why I know people think, oh, why aren't we selling Balassi or why aren't we selling Sandro first? And that's why we have to sell the Vlasic and Onyekuru, because they've got a market.
Yeah.
They're young players, the players are interested in. So that's the players that go first, and then you start trying to get rid of the rubbish. You know what I mean?
You might end up, like we said before, you might end up in August. It might be August the 31st and someone goes, company might come back for Balassi and go, you haven't managed to sell him.
They have promised
done
him
all
money,
right
to be
at
fair,
Anderlecht,
yeah.
so we'll have him on loan for the season now.
Frank Arneson's there as well.
You
used
know,
to be Chelsea, yeah.
and Everton might go, all right, that's one solution. You're going to pay him 30 grand a week. It means we only have to pay him
Yeah.
45 grand a week only. And off we go there. And that's that's how easy. It's dead easy to go sell, isn't it? But if you haven't got a buyer
We're
for
we're not creating the market as well for certain players.
And that's
they're not
why.
having good loans.
And that's why every time you hear someone say, "Oh, there's a 28-year-old out there that Everton are looking at," you've got to just go, "They're not though, are they?"
sell on for
Because if
it.
they don't work out, then you've got
Stuck.
their wages. You know, you
And that's why I was really, like, when we signed Walcott, I was pulling my hair out at the time. I know he's a good sign, but I just thought, he's too old. There's no sense in this 5-year deal for a 28-year-old. He's 33 by the time he comes off the books. He's a pace player. It's not smart business. That's what you need to think of, like,
it
long term.
weighs you down, doesn't it? It literally.
But this is football. It's what's good now is that the people are starting to think like this, which the people never used to. It's like, he's 29, he scored all these goals, let's sign him. It's not like that anymore. It's different.
Well, I suppose at the time we were looking for a spark, weren't we?
Yeah.
We had no pace in the side. We had not. Balassi wasn't doing anything. We needed some kind of outlet.
So we signed 3 slow players.
Well, Walcott wasn't slow, was he?
No,
But-
sorry,
but
the January, I apologise.
January,
Yeah.
So we brought him and Tosin in thinking, Walcott
And
will
they
run down the
st-
wing, he'll cross it, Tosin will let them
He's
in.
got 4 goals, did he? Walcott, he got
four
us a couple
and
of
then he got
got us some
5
points,
last
and
season.
it eased the pressure. I think Allardyce was happy with him. So, you know, obviously I wouldn't have given him as long a contract, but you got to get the player.
He got 5 goals last season.
To be honest with you, you want to go look, and you look at it, he missed a lot of good chances as well, to be fair. You know,
There's nothing set, and if
you've got to make the runs to get in them
if
positions.
something
Though.
come in for Theo, I would sell him. But what I'm saying is, there's nothing saying that he can't have a good season this season for Everton and get 10 goals.
didn't have a pre-season last year.
Didn't have a... Yeah, he was injured all pre-season. No, but and, you know what?
Yeah, I know,
what
I
you're
know,
saying,
yeah,
like,
No, but what you got to do is though, you've got to give players the benefit of the doubt.
I don't mind if he's the
you're-
fourth wing. I've got no problem. And if the injuries come and he comes in and plays, then yeah, that's fine.
Look at him, he come on it against United, and that through ball by Gilfie down on and slotted. No one could get near him, and that's what he's a threat.
He is one of the only players who runs in behind.
Exactly.
What you gotta do
Done
is,
all right
though,
against Spurs and
Yeah.
scored.
If you've got a player and he's got years left and you can't sell him, then you've got it. You can't. You've got to make
He's
the
not
best of
he's
him.
not a
You gotta make the
Balassi
best.
where you just can't play him.
No,
He's still playable. So yeah, if it comes to it where we sell Lookman and we keep Walcott, obviously I'm not happy, but so be it. I'm fine with him staying. As I say, he's not one of the priority outs. He's he's not. You start with the players.
Nice, though, wouldn't it?
It would be
Because of the
nice.
wages,
Yeah, it'd be
that's
nice,
why.
but it's where you've got to start with the players that are not going to get anywhere near the
Yeah,
team because
yeah.
they're the ones draining you, and then you've got to go.
But the problem is that
They haven't got any money.
to get a chance of getting rid of him is other clubs who would want him are facing the same problems as us. They will look at him and go, why would we buy a 30-year-old and give him a 3-year deal?
That's why Burnley are great.
But they may because they may
Sean,
look and go,
hello.
well, he might be about the best we can get.
He would be great for Burnley.
He's a threat.
Welcome to Burnley for you. Welcome.
We'll have him bumping him up, making him thinking he's the greatest striker
No,
again.
he offers a lot in the game.
Actually, though, fair enough. If they play 4-4-2 Burnley, he can play up front. So he also could be an option for Everton as a third striker.
I still think he can. I'm not listening. Like I said, like Pets just said, if he's not going to go, then you have to see how
you
you
could still
can
make.
use
You
him.
could still use him.
So
He's a
therefore,
usable player.
He could go through the middle in the last
I think he's
15,
better. I think for us, he's better on the left. He's better cutting in on that right foot. I think,
Yeah.
because he's a better finisher on that side.
Because you're going to
And
put him in
doesn't
on that
cross the
side.
ball, does he?
If you're going to put him in on that side, then yeah. But then, how many players have we got that want to play on the left? That's
No.
all
But
four.
what I'm saying is
all
that
four want to play on the
what
left.
I'm saying is that he's not going to be my first choice. But if you have to put him in the side because of something, I would put him in on the left.
Late in games when the legs are going.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah.
Well, that's it, isn't it? What I'm saying is, I suppose what I'm saying with Walcott is, ideally, if I could, I'd get rid of him. But if he stays, he's someone who's usable.
Yes, he is.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
And you know what? It's a little bit like Schneiderlin.
Yeah,
Me
same, yeah.
personally, sat here now, I'd sell the both of them.
Same, yeah.
I wouldn't think twice. I'd sell a pair of them.
But if
Get
we
them
stuck
off the
with them,
wage bill.
then
But if they
so, yeah.
stay, because people don't want to buy 30-year-olds on big money, then they're both usable within
Yeah, yeah.
our squad. I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're all right.
You still need a squad.
You still
You do, yeah, and you can't sell 11 players and someone expects to buy. We're not going to buy 11 players, so
No, are we not? Are we nothing? That's it.
Man United, mate.
Well, United, I think United will take Schneiderlin and
They're there.
they're at about the right age.
Hey, Schneiderlin might have a comeback, yeah.
Walsh might
Walsh
like
might come in
Balassi.
for them.
Walsh might like go, I bought Balassi for Everton. And
If he's never got that injury,
If he's got a conscience, he'll come back for Sandro.
right the wrongs
He
in the
was a
past.
church-going man. He'll
Yeah.
come back for Sandro.
He'd look himself in the mirror and go, I need to get Sandro out of there.
He'd get his briefcase.
Go on, I'll look,
Get
he
his
scores 20
briefcase
goals.
out.
He would.
He scored
He'd go
20
to
goals.
United and turn into Pele. Listen, before you go, hit that like 14 on the 33 you're watching. It takes a sec. I shouldn't have to tell you. You're literally Steve Walshing us off here. You're just not doing your
And
job.
we're not going to Milan with a briefcase.
Yeah.
You're
Which
not
just
doing
had his dinner,
your
innit?
job.
A brick.
Is that what was in it?
I don't know.
He got offered all kinds of players.
Players.
He went, met all kinds of clubs, got offered people like Brozovic and everyone,
Yes.
and came back and went, I don't know, I think, you know what?
What about Olivier Giroud?
Let's get Giroud and let's get Vlasic.
I've got visions of him in that briefcase, having one of those big
That's the
phones.
same now. He'll suit Man United because they like to buy players who play well against them. And Vlasic played well against us. We signed them.
You never know. You never know. I love the one of the thumbs down, which means someone rogue has somehow got on
No,
YouTube.
someone on Patreon give us a thumbs down.
It's probably because of my opinions. I'm
No,
guessing.
I'm not having that. It's a rogue red. We'll finish with Roderick's one. How much do you think we can get for Lookman? I can't see us getting more than 15 million. This is the last question.
Get 25 million for Lookman, easy.
Talent alone, yeah. You look, if Solanke's worth 20 million, I know I'm not. You know, you've got to be looking at Lookman, who's proven a bit more in the Premiership. You could get 20. We bought him for 10, I think, including add-ons as it all worked out. You should be able to get 25. I wouldn't say more than that though. You price people at the market. If Southampton hadn't signed Gineppo, maybe we could have got him to Southampton, but I don't think that's going to happen now. Maybe Palace.
You've got to market him at this young, up-and-coming player who's got
Maybe
loads of
Bournemouth.
growth.
Bournemouth like to sign players like that. You know, that could be. If they lose Fraser, no, maybe
Could we
not.
get Liverpool to sell him for us?
That'll be 80 million. Though.
Because they do sell players to Bournemouth for a lot of money. Incredible. Jordan Ibe. Incredible.
Better than Sterling, according to...
He was better.
Yeah, after it in the bar, yeah.
Wasn't it Aldo who said
I think it
that?
was Aldo, yeah.
Said he's better than
He
Sterling.
fights pigeons though, allegedly.
Just allegedly.
I don't think he's going to be sued for that. I mean,
And you might be.
No, he had his lawyers on the phone on the phone when that fella put that ITV News thing up saying John Aldridge fights pigeons.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said I'm going to get my lawyers involved.
I don't believe he's got lawyers.
He might have.
He finishes things in the street, doesn't he?
Who knows? 2 more thumbs up, please, before we go.
He's a
Just
man
to
of the
cancel
people.
out that. Yeah, the thumbs down's gone.
See, I told you, someone winding you up.
Oh, that's not. I mean, that's bad. Winding us
Listen,
up.
if you want to pay your £3 a month to wind us up,
Yeah, you can do
feel
that as
free.
well. It's not a
Feel
problem.
free.
It's not a problem. Right, we're going to finish it there. Big thanks to Andy for joining us for the live show today. Thank you for all of you for getting your questions in and all of that. Go and enjoy the Women's World Cup and the
Go and do it.
Under-21 European Championship.
all.
And if you know anyone who's willing to buy Theo Walcott, Morgan Schneiderlin, Yannick Balassi, get in touch and we'll pass it on. Thank you very much for
Car
watching.
boot sale.
See you later.